welcome back. Today I have a book recommendation and also a little bit of an experiment that I have been on thanks to this book. So this book is called The Surrender Experiment and it is by Michael Singer. It got recommended to me by one of my friends. I believe it was Heidi Alexandra Pollard, who told me about this book a while ago, and I read it a few months ago. And basically in this book, it's the story of Michael, who completely surrenders to life for pretty much most of his lifetime. And because of it, a lot of things happen and a lot of good things happen in his life. And it's just, you know, a really good example of how sometimes when we surrender into situations, even though they don't make logical sense, the most magical things can happen. And so when I read this book a few months ago, I decided to practice surrendering more. And it doesn't come easy. You know, it's not, I don't think it's something that we even learn from our parents, is to surrender, because especially also in a culture where I grew up in Switzerland, it's, you know, our decisions that we make are very logical and a lot is driven by logic, not so much just by surrender. And of course, I'm glad for that too, because sometimes you do have to, well, you don't have to, but I feel like a lot of the cultural things that I've got given have brought me to where I am now. And so I decided I'm just going to surrender. And so this is how it looked like for me. But everyone is, you know, on a personal journey, and yours might look differently, but this is what happened to me. So I read the book, and then I had a speaking engagement in Thailand, in Phuket, for a Japanese business conference. It was fantastic. At this conference, I met some other fantastic speakers. They're actually the ones that basically challenged me, and we challenged each other to do these daily videos. So shout out to these amazing guys, Olivier and Jason and Ricardo and Patricia. And so I met these guys there, and then we got along like a house on fire. And they said, hey, why don't you come to Dallas next month, in like 3 weeks or so? Why don't you come to Dallas? There's a conference, you should come. We're all going to be there. It's going to be amazing. It's for entrepreneurs. And first I thought, no, I don't want to go to another conference. I've been traveling a lot this year. I kind of don't think I need to go. So logically, it didn't really make sense. 24 hours later, I had my flights booked to Dallas. Why? Because I promised myself to surrender more. So surrender. It sort of kind of lined up a little bit with something else I had in LA a week or two later. So, you know, it kind of made sense a little bit. So I just surrendered and I booked my flights. And then Olivier, who was also there, he called me or emailed me a few days later or a week later or so, said, hey, while you're in Dallas, after Dallas, can you come and speak at my mastermind? It's for French entrepreneurs in New Orleans. And again, my logical mind thought, no. I want to go to LA, I have to do some work, and I've got a house in LA that I can stay at, where I can work and get stuff done. I don't need another bunch of flights to go to New Orleans. And then again, I realized, wait a second, why don't I surrender? And so I said yes, and I flew to New Orleans after Dallas. And so one event led to the next, and it was the best thing I have done, was to say yes to these opportunities, because I met the most incredible people, had the most amazing and most challenging conversations on this trip that helped me evolve and helped me evolve our businesses. And so just, you know, seeing this surrender and one moment leading to the next because of surrender was such a great example of this, what this book talks about, the surrender experiment. So I wanted to share this with you because maybe you want to also try surrendering more. You know, maybe this is something you are willing to go on a journey on also. And if you want to read the book, we'll post a link below, The Surrender Experiment. I'm definitely now adopting this into my life a lot more, is to just surrender. Surrender to good, bad, anything really that comes my way. I just surrender. Doesn't mean that I'm actionless. I'm very much into taking action and making things happen, because I think there's definitely a big place for making things happen, but also at the same time surrendering to what life brings you. So I wanted to share this with you. I hope you like it. If you do, please feel free to share or subscribe to the channel if you want to hear more of these snippets that I share with you. And as always, if we get to make ripple effects in people's lives, I think it's a really good way to live. I'll see you next time.